Describe a difficult subject you studied at school. So, so when I was in grade 11 and 12 at high school, I was able to choose economics as one of my subjects to study. However, I really had no idea about what economics involved, but it sounded interesting to me. So during the first couple of weeks of study this subject, the teacher introduced a lot of new concepts that I had never learned or thought about before, such as supply and demand, productivity and growth, and debt and inflation, and so on. And to be honest, I was pretty slow on the uptake and couldn't make head nor tail of what the teacher was explaining most of the time. Actually, I think the teacher thought I was a real nuisance because I was always asking so many questions. I always performed quite well in all my other subjects, but economics really was my actually heel, and it really got on my nerves that I couldn't understand it very well. So eventually, I asked my parents to get me a personal tutor to help me with my economics study for a few weeks. This allowed this allowed me to really take in all the knowledge because I was able to learn at my own pace with the tutor, unlike in the classroom. And this extra tutoring really did wonders for me, and I quickly became completely hooked on study this subject, and my knowledge started to improve in leaps and bounds. So after about a month or so of extra tutoring, I was actually one of the top students in the class, and no longer needed the extra help. And I eventually passed all of my exams with flying colors. So even though the subject was difficult for me to learn initially, it eventually became one of my favorite subjects, though it always required a lot of study for me to still completely grasp all the knowledge.